Dear Diary, today was overall a good day. It's pretty good. When I was some videographer friends here in Edmonton that I haven't met in person, it was really nice. It wasn't necessarily like overwhelming and there was an amazing click with us and we're laughing up a storm, but it was just like natural conversation with a couple videographers that I don't really know that well. But being here, I wanted to really set the intention that I want to get to know people, other vendors that I met online, and I'm going to make the effort to meet up with them in person. Got a drive from one. Thanks for that shout out if you're listening to this. Something I was really excited to do on this trip with my friends here was to record a long form podcast with guys that know me well, Ramdas and Verinder. And we talked about this financial thing that I'm going through, this slow season, and a variety of other things. Like, it's a really insightful episode about what we're all going through, what the industry is going through, but also more personally, like what we deal with as entrepreneurs, failure, doubt, the impact it has, or that we think it has on our family. But one thing stood out that Ramdas said, and he said, I'm going to like paraphrase, but he said something like, sometimes I feel like I'm a leech on my wife, on my family, because we don't bring in so much money, or we're not doing as well as we want. And man, the second like he said that, we were probably recording for like 35 minutes and he said that, and I started just getting emotional because sometimes I feel like a leech on my family. Leech might be a strong word, but I feel like I'm not doing enough. You know, my wife is the breadwinner, which is a common thing that I share with my heterosexual couples, that the man actually doesn't make as much, but he's the videographer, or usually it's a videographer, and the wife has the full-time job. And I was like, fuck, like, I don't want to, I hope I'm not that person. So I messaged Megan after, and she's like, Shia, this is like really, really beautiful. She said, like, the measure or the contribution of a partner is not always a fiscal contribution. There are so many other things that we contribute. And she didn't say it directly, but she's pretty much just saying, like, I contribute in other ways than financially. And that's true. I spend a lot of time with my daughter. I pick her up when she's sick, because Megan's like half an hour away from the daycare. I'm like 10 minutes. Anyways, that hit hard. Like, I want so bad to be an equal contributor in the other ways that she does. Although, man, she's so good at like all the child care stuff. So that would take me a lot of work. So maybe it's not equal. Maybe it's just equally financially. And I want so bad to do that, but it takes a lot of work, which is what I'm learning. Another thing that Ramdas said, damn, this guy gets points. This is a wise dude. Is that his wife was telling him that, like, you know, in the 20s and 30s, we're still figuring things out, but it's the 40s where it's at. I don't know where she got the information, because she definitely ain't 40. So I wonder if that's true. I definitely feel really good in my 30s. Like, I thought being 30 would be weird, but I just turned 36 a few weeks ago. I feel good, you know, my body still moves. I'm strong, healthy, socially, like I'm fulfilled. Professionally, I'm still working on a lot. I have the guts to like tell people no. And this is like in business. I'm still working on that personally. But anyways, like, I'm grateful for the guys that I have on this trip. There's Manny included, but I think there's something special about having friends that you can be real with. And I see it with my wife and her friends. Like, women are ahead of men, in my opinion and in my observation. And my friends share the same sentiment or opinion. I think we guys need to be more real and not just like shoot the shit and drink beers and talk sports, whatever. Not that I really do that, but it's like telling my friends that I'm struggling and hearing about them. And as well, it made my struggle seem less severe, but I'm still into it. Like it's very serious. But if you're listening to this, you're male, you're in your 20s, 30s. Hell, if you're in your 20s, it's gonna be a little bit different. But if you're in your 30s, like, don't just shoot the shit. Like, talk to your friends. Tell them what's up. If they ask you, if you're not doing well and they ask you how you're doing, like, you tell them, I'm not doing well. And this is something that Ryan Coral from Tell Studios, or the Grow Your Video Business podcast, has said. This guy, like, I look up to him so much. I should probably tell him. People can't help you if you don't tell them how you're doing. So this is partially why I'm doing this diary, actually, and why I'm telling you, you know, I want this to be real, so you know how I'm doing, and hopefully it helps you in some way. dear listener. But let's kind of like jump forward to today and why it was special. We filmed a Sangeet. It was the grooms, Sangeet, and Jago. If you listen to yesterday's episode, you'll know what that is. But it was the bride and the groom side combined. So we had 2 families. We're outdoor at this like cool property with a big ass tent and good food. But anyways, there's a huge, like this big like dancing moment. So sorry, a big group. We're all on the dance floor, and this little kid is holding, I don't know what the item's called, but it's like a wicker. It's like a board made of, but it's a wicker. It's like 1.5 feet long by 1 feet wide, and you pretty much like hold it and smash with another stick. And he picked it up, and he was in the middle of the dance floor, and people were just like ignoring him a little bit. But then like myself and I think Manny like jumped in and started like filming him, and like everyone noticed, and like they were cheering him on. And then like a grandma came, and just picture this like 2-year-old boy surrounded by 30 of his loved ones. It was just so beautiful, so much energy, and grandma was helping him, and it was very, very wholesome. It was a beautiful moment. And again, this is like another moment or reason why I love Sikh weddings, Punjabi weddings. They just, young and old, they're going to dance. They're going to support each other. It's beautiful to be able to like film that. It's so lively. It fills my cup as an extrovert. But I'll close this off. Another special moment about this wedding. It's just like wonderful people that we get to work with. And this isn't the situation every time. There are some tough people out there, but this family's wonderful. And the groom's dad, who I just met today, we had filmed a little bit of him, speeches, dance performances. We were only there for like, 3.5 hours? And he was out by our car when we were packing up, loading like 4 or 5 pelicans, a huge ass like tripod bag that takes 2 people to carry. And I shook his hand. I was like, Dad, like, thank you so much. Congratulations to you and the family. It's not just about the couple. It really is the family. And he shook my hand. He's like, oh, thank you. Like, you guys are so great. He's like, I want to get to know you. Like, we should, after this is done, we should go have dinner together, and I want to get to know you. And I didn't have the heart to say like, hey, we're from BC, you're not going to see you. I just kind of said like, thank you so much, that would be wonderful. But we're going to get to know you over these next few days. Think about that. We're just vendors, but the dad wants to get to know us better. In other experiences, like when early days filming Indian weddings, we were just workers. Sometimes I still experience that. But this guy wants to take us out for dinner. Maybe he's just on a high because his son is getting married. He's surrounded by all these lovely people, but I don't think it's that. I think it's that he sees that we treat people well. He sees, when grandma is walking on the stage and she needs help, that I'm grabbing her hand and helping her over to her grandkids. You go above and beyond, and people see that. We vendors like Manny, Ramdas, Verinder, and I, we're highly, highly involved. Like, we're shooting the shit with people too. We're also guests. We're supporting them. We're having a good time. We're laughing. We're turning down drinks because we're going to save that for the reception. But this is the result of treating people well. The dad wants to take you out for dinner and get to know you. Be a good person. Treat people well. Be the remedy to their stress on the wedding or whatever your job is. Help remedy. Be a good person. And I'm sure you are. Anyways, again, thanks for listening. This whole escapade of like going through the shit right now is not fun, the financial thing, but this is just going to be, a series, and we're going to get past this. And I'm glad you're here. Thanks.